Hey, it's DeagleBeagle here. I'm making a video about iron Jugulis. I call it iron jug for short. So, there's a lot of different ways to use this. It looks like Hydreigon, except it's not dark dragon, it's dark flying. So it doesn't get a stab Dracometer. In fact, it doesn't even get Dracometer. That's funny. So I would probably use its stab moves. It does have better defensive typing than Hydreigon. Dark Flying is pretty good. It's basically like Yveltal's typing. So you're mostly just weak to, like, Dark Flying is pretty good defensively. So you're really just weak to the flying stuff. You're not weak to fighting or bug. You are weak to fairy still, and the three moves that super affect flying, like electric, rock, ice. So that's like 4 weaknesses. But you do have 2 stab moves, and you have heat wave or earth power, something for coverage, or a Terra Blast. But I wouldn't use Terra Blast if you're using the Terra Fire one, because heat wave is just good. It's just good. It hits both. Can burn them. This one is basically the same one except with booster energy. Could change the EVs and nature and stuff, but for now I would probably just recommend testing out the max speed, max special attack one until we realize what we need to barely outspeed or wall. Now this is another one, except this one's Terra Ground. In some cases you may want Earth Power instead of Terra Fire, and you might want Terra Ground too, because remember how I said it's weak to electric? So if you use Terra Ground, you're no longer weak to electric. You get a stab Earth Power, and that could be pretty useful, especially versus the electric attackers are probably going to be weak to Earth Power. So not bad. This one uses Iron's Jugulis's offense to probably its most advantage, where you can use Hurricane with it. This would be good on a rain team, where you use like Hurricane, Tailwind, Hydro Pump with it, because Air Slash is not that powerful. At least it can get them to flinch, but just offensively it's not nearly as powerful as Hurricane. So if I used Iron Jugulis personally, I would probably use it on a rain team, but I'm not sure if it would offer that much coverage that Pelipper doesn't already have. But we've seen Dragonite used with Pelipper, and it did do pretty well with Hurricane. So I do think you could use Iron Jugulis, especially on a rain team, and use Hydro Pump with it, even though you have to risk the accuracy, because you do have rain up. So it would have like another good offensive move, but you don't have to use it just because it's rain. I just think if you're using rain, maybe you might want Hydro Pump, maybe not. Maybe Earth Power instead. And then this one is just another electric seed set, even though it may not be ideal. But if somehow you can get electric train up, it could be pretty decent to raise your defense. But then I might have to change the set for this, because the chances of you having both electric train up and rain are quite low. But if you can, then you could use something like this. But otherwise you would want to use like Air Slash and stuff. And the reason why I don't have Protect on it is because it doesn't have terrible defensive typing. You could run Protect on it. I'm not saying you shouldn't. But me personally, I just like more offensive options. And I figure if you really need something defensively, you might be able to Terra with it. If I'm running something like Terra Flying, which is more similar to its base typing, then I'm more likely to use Protect with it. But if I'm using something like Electric Seed, where I boost my defense or special defense or something like that somehow, then I'm less likely to want to use Protect on it. So these ones typically changed its defensive typing. On the cases where you have Hurricane, you probably want to use an offensive type of terror to really hit them hard with Hurricane. So it is what it is. I would probably run it like this regardless of the disadvantages. Thanks for watching.